welcome to Coffee with Joy. I'm your favorite host, Joy. So excited for you all to be in the building. As you all know today, we're talking about where the money resides. As we have done some research about investing, about how you get some extra passive income, how do you build generational wealth. Of course, this when we're talking about finance, this conversation is ongoing. And of course, you need goals, you need practices on how to better your life. So our first clip that we have sought out is that what are 5 things that you're going to take away to make sure that you build a better finance for your life. Check this out.
These are the 5 things I no longer do after I got my finances together. 1, I don't put off investing, I actually prioritize it. The first thing that my wife and I do at the beginning of each month is that we buy stocks and ETFs in our retirement accounts. 2, I don't buy things just because they're on sale, because from what I learned, a lot of it is just FOMO and things that I don't even need in the first place. 3, I don't use a regular savings account, but put my savings in a high yield savings account instead. You get way higher interest or more free money every month. Here's a list of my favorite ones, with SoFi being on top. You currently get up to a $250 sign-up bonus using my link in bio, but you can use whatever you're comfortable with. 4, I never use debit cards. I use credit cards instead because it helps me build my credit and I get a lot of free stuff. 5, I stopped hanging out with people with small and poor mindsets because I want to grow and I want to make sure that I surround myself with positive and encouraging people. Give me a follow so we can talk more about money and make money less scary.
Of course, let's make money. So let us know in the comments, what are some things that you're going to do away just to make your finance better for your future? So next, we have now, as an educator, we're always trying to find passive income because we know dealing with this economy is not always great. So here are some apps that of course, the same creator have shown in some ways that you're able to bring in some passive income and more.
This is the US median net worth based on age. If you have less than this, then these are the 3 things you immediately have to do to get above the median. And this is coming from a self-made millionaire and former public school teacher. 1, you need to start budgeting and start with the 50-30-20 ratio. Here's a list of apps that will help you budget, and yes, you can screenshot this. You want to save your money in a high yield savings account, not a regular one. Here's a list of some examples. 2, you need to increase your skills and you can learn a lot of it for free online. You also want to increase your earned income. Here's a list of examples of what you can do and how much you can make. 3, you need to invest your money and let it work for you. Here are the 4 steps on how to get started with investing. You can also go to my link in bio and join my beginners investing masterclass. Yes, it's free. Follow to see my next videos where I'll talk about these strategies in detail. I hope this video helps.
Please do follow, of course, if you're trying to have a better financial income for you and your family. So next, we have my guest, Acquania, as we talk about where the money resides. Of course, we want to invest, but how do we invest? How can we get around people to help us to invest? So we have Acquania, who's an expert, who's going to tell us all about how do she invest and hopefully, some strategies on how to live a better financial life. So after this commercial, we're going to talk to my guest, Acquania. Talk to you soon.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.
Welcome back to Coffee with Joy. I'm your favorite host, Joy. So we have my guest, Aquania, in studio as we talk about where the money reside. Hey, Aquania, how are you?
Hi, this is so awesome. Thank you so much for having me today.
Of course. Before we jump right into the conversation, can you tell people a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to get right into talk about where the money resides.
I love it. My name is Acquania Escarne. I'm the creator and founder of The Purpose of Money, a platform that teaches women how to build wealth through life insurance, investing in real estate, saving, and doing all the right things with your money. I have been doing this for quite some time. I'm now a full-time entrepreneur, a mother, a wife, and a lover of all things travel.
Woo woo, yes. So, can you tell us about investing? It's such a heavy word. A lot of people don't like to deal with that, or they want to, but just don't have the rope or direction. So, if you were to talk to someone who just want to know, what would you say to that individual?
That's a really good question because to be honest, investing can take many forms. For example, when I first started out at 16 with a Roth individual retirement account,
Hmm,
my goal was to not work forever. And I took
right.
my summer paycheck and I opened up a retirement account to start saving tax-free dollars for retirement. That is a form of investing. But fast forward to today, I still have that Roth IRA growing for me. I have invested in a 401k when I was working at a 9 to 5, but now I also
Mhm.
invest in real estate, specifically hotels, which I know we're going to talk about. So I'm not going to go in a lot of detail. But I just want people to understand that investing just means making sure your money works for you and putting it into vehicles, whether it's the stock
Mhm.
market or assets like real estate, to make more money for you or to work for you, as they say.
Oh wow! So just to be able just to work the money work for you, like when you talk about stock market and we see the Dow. Only thing as an individual, of course, I'm not savvy in finances. Trying my best, I just know the surface. Okay, trying to make sure I get in depth and understand about investing, but or someone who wants to understand stocks, as if you have all these Apple products or you buy McDonald's, like what's the best way for them to understand it or go about trying to put money into stocks and knowing
That
that how their money is accruing.
Yeah, so stocks are just a fancy way of saying buying a piece of a company that you believe in, right? So, yes, instead of buying an Apple phone, you could buy Apple stock, and that gives you a share of the company, and then you can potentially earn money as the company does well. And Apple specifically could give you dividends or additional money for being a shareholder. So when you're buying individual stocks, you are buying ownership into a company you believe in. That's the
Mhm.
simplest way to think about it. But the reality is, a lot of Americans, if you have a job and you have access to a 401k, that's a retirement account, you also have
Mhm.
the option to buy mutual funds, exchange traded funds, or baskets of funds that includes multiple companies and different sectors. This is really the way a lot of people invest because they do not
Mhm.
know how to figure out what individual stocks to buy, what companies they want to support or be invested in. So rather than
Mhm.
having to figure it all out, you can buy a basket of companies that cover different industries and make your money that way. And that's the traditional way a lot of Americans are investing and not even knowing it, because they don't like to call themselves an investor. But if you have a 401k and you are putting money into it and it is in the stock market, you are an investor.
Mm. And when you say basket, what do you mean by basket?
So, like a collection of things, it could have 100 companies in it, 200 companies, but it is just a diversification of multiple things. And a lot of times, what you would want to do is look at that fund. So, a lot of times, your retirement account, you have the option to invest in different funds, and those funds are what have the multiple companies inside of it. I call it a basket of companies,
Okay.
but it's a fund that they've created and they've put Coca-Cola and Walmart and Target and Tesla inside of it. And then they're using that to make money. And that's really good because it diversifies your risk. So rather than putting all your eggs in the Walmart basket, Target basket, or Coca-Cola basket, you are
Mm.
putting your money across 100 companies so that if one company fails or does poorly because they put out a bad product, you don't lose all your money. Instead, you get to like spread your dollars across
Hmm.
other companies too.
Oh wow! Because I know that with Cash App they offer stocks. Now, do you suggest anyone to go that route or take another route into stocks? Or how would they be able to say, "Hey, I would like to start putting my money into stocks. Where can I go?"
Yeah, so I'm a slow and sexy millionaire. And what I mean by that is I started out with what I could
Mhm.
afford to do,
Uh-huh.
$25 a paycheck, $50 a paycheck, whatever you can afford to do. And I invested in exchange traded funds. So things that had a whole bunch of companies inside of the funds so that I'm not trying to pick what company is the best company to invest in because I personally don't stock pick or try to time the market, as they say. And that's people who are trying to buy a stock at a particular moment when they know it's going to go up and then sell it at a particular moment. Now, with that said, as I advance in my financial information and knowledge, I have purchased individual stocks, but I use a financial advisor to help me make those decisions before I
Mhm.
became a financial educator myself. I'm not saying you can't purchase individual stocks because, yes, Robinhood, Cash App, Trade, E Trade, they're all out there. They're all available for
Right.
you to literally set up on the internet in like 5 minutes. But
Mhm.
if you're not doing the research on the companies and you're not really sure how individual stocks work, I recommend you go with exchange traded funds so that you are able to diversify your investments and also minimize your risk.
Mm. And okay, so I'm gonna shift gears into
Okay.
um, retirement. And we know, and I don't have any statistics, of course, it's never seen to fail that, within the Black community, we don't have what's that? Not the retirement, but oh my God, I lost my train of thought. Um, you
Access
just
to
said it.
capital or
Oh no, you
um
just said it.
risk risk.
Uh, oh my God, Joy, you just that never happened. Oh, I'm so sorry, Aquania.
It's
Um,
okay. So,
no,
okay, so we're talking about the Black community and we're
yeah,
talking
the
about
Black community was
retirement,
not the retirement. It's oh
early
my God, I just saw
retirement.
it.
Okay.
No. Oh, okay. When someone dies, you're supposed to have the money. Why can't I? Oh my God, I feel like I'm in
Life
game show.
insurance,
Life insurance. Yes,
estate planning, life insurance.
yes,
We
yes.
got this. I
Oh
can
my God.
figure it out.
Right, right. I feel like we was up here playing the game. Like, okay, charades, right? But yeah, the life insurance, we know there are quite a few, it's not common in the Black
Hmm.
community.
Hmm.
They get it too late or they don't have it. What has been like your experience dealing with families who don't have life insurance or don't know anything about life insurance? How do you gear them into the right direction into trying to get it if they're able to get it at a time where they don't have to wait to the last minute or when a family
Hmm.
falls ill?
Yeah, so that is a great question because one of the reasons I became a life insurance producer is because I got tired of seeing GoFundMe accounts to pay for funerals, and not just in the Black community, but also in communities where people had jobs and they were middle
Hmm.
class Americans and they did not have insurance outside of work or at all. And the reality is, 48% of Americans have no life insurance. They're not even thinking about this, and they really should be.
Hmm.
And of the 52% of Americans who do have life insurance, many of them are underinsured, which means they do not have enough life insurance. So if something happened to them, their family won't be able to maintain their lifestyle, pay off the mortgage, keep the kids in college, or any other expense that they're currently paying for. So I
Hmm.
strongly recommend that, if you are listening to this, definitely reevaluate how much insurance you have or whether you have it at all and start to talk to a life insurance producer to get covered ASAP. But that's why I got into selling life insurance. And it's not
Right.
just the Black community, it's a lot of communities.
Right.
GoFundMe was intended to help support organizations and startups and causes we believe in. It was not meant to pay for funerals. And as we have seen, it's not just regular middle America that doesn't have insurance. There have been celebrities to die without insurance too. And it just doesn't make sense, because life insurance could literally cost some people 25 to 30 bucks a month.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So Joy, like, make it make sense. Okay.
Right.
Skip a cocktail, skip a happy hour, you could have life insurance. And if you'll let me just share a quick story with you,
Please.
like, I have a client who I met 4 years ago in his 20s. He was a father with 2 kids and got life insurance. And unfortunately, recently was killed in a not mass shooting, but a shooting in a club. Innocent bystander killed at 31, has a wife and 3 kids. If he hadn't had that policy, you would have had a wife and kids struggling to figure out how are they going to maintain life. The wife is an amazing caretaker, but not the same income earner. So her income is not in a position to cover the mortgage. So these are situations where life insurance is invaluable. And I swear what he left them was not even close to what he paid for it. Right? He was paying pennies on the dollar to be able to leave a legacy. And so just ask yourself, if I died tomorrow, would my family be able to continue to live? If the answer is no, you need life insurance. And don't just think about your kids, think about your parents, think about your siblings, think about relatives who constantly call you asking for money.
Yeah.
Those are the people that you need to get life insurance for.
Wow. Now, getting the life insurance, some companies, some people, when they work with corporations or their job, they get life insurance. Life insurance. Do you suggest for them to get an additional life insurance outside of their job?
Absolutely. I think everybody needs to have life insurance outside of work. And the reason I say that is because, first of all, it's not our job's responsibility to take care of our families. It's nice if they will, but it's not their responsibility. The second thing is, some companies will limit how much life insurance you can get through the job because they might be supplementing it or paying for it. And you may need more. For example, if you have a mortgage, 2 kids who need to go to college, and some student loan debt that needs to be paid off, you may need more than 1 to 2 times your income. And some jobs only limit you to 1 year's salary or twice your salary at the job. And if you need more insurance, it's cheaper to get that policy outside of work while you're young and healthy, so you can lock in the price. And then you know that your family will be set. One of the things that I hate to see is, one, you get hurt at your job and it makes you uninsurable, or your job lets you go and it's too expensive to take the insurance with you. And so now in between jobs, you don't have life insurance. So that's why I say get a policy for yourself, get something you can afford, and then you have flexibility to change jobs as often as you like.
Oh, wow. That's a mouthful, because I don't think a lot of people think of that, especially when they're with a union or they're with a corporation. They think I'm good, I'm set. I pay into this company, so they should pay into me, without reading the fine line, because I know it could get over, information front load. It could just be so much that could take place, but a lot of people are not in a place where they're able to hear information like this, right? To be able to have people to tell them you need additional just in case, because no one's exempt. Anything can happen. So by having these extra things in place and paying at a premium, it will, save and cost you a whole lot. So that's literally worth the free, people. This is worth the free. So, so after these messages, we're going to continue to talk to my guest, Acquania, as we talk about investing into a hotel and how to really break down what is generational wealth. We talk about it so much, but do we really know what it is? So after these messages, we're going to talk to my guest, Acquania, about investing into hotel after these messages. Latest news, today's news, current news. gossip news, you name it. I am your host with Coffee with Joy as I share any up-to-date news that's taking place around the world. But if you would like to check it out, please make sure you go to my YouTube channel, Coffee with Joy, where I share the latest topic. I am your host with Coffee with Joy with today's topic. Welcome back to Coffee with Joy. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow Coffee with Joy. So I'm going to watch this quick clip about Acquania talking about hotels, and we're going to jump right into it.
You ever thought about investing in a hotel? This is a great opportunity to expand your real estate portfolio and dive into hotel ownership. Let's take a peek inside the hotel. Welcome to the lobby. This is where all the happiness begins. This is what we call a full service hotel that provides you everything from sleeping comforts to food. So in this location, there are 120 rooms. 20 of them are suites. The others are a combination of king and queen rooms with 2 beds or 1 included, regular tubs or roll-in showers. Great for any size family. We hope that you can get involved in hotel investing with us with this opportunity. Let me tell you some of the great things that are happening in Lake Charles, Louisiana. First and foremost, they have a very active local sector with 70 festivals a year, in addition to college football games and a huge development project on the waterfront that is going to bring tons of interest, tourists, and businesses to the local area. This is a great location that has been here since 2010, and it has seen very, very good revenue year over year thanks to the support of the original owner. But we're here to take over and take it up a notch. We want to do a renovation conversion project, bring in new guests and businesses, and we need your support to do it.
Wow. Thank you for allowing us to show you a clip of Acquania. So, hotel investing. Can you talk a little bit about that? Oh my goodness. Of course, me, perusing through your IG, listening to some of your clips, I'm like, wow, I never thought of that. Like, oh my goodness. So of course I want to, oh, that's the best. That's the best. I just need to hear the information. Like,
yes. Yes, no, I'm just so, it's just so emotional to talk about it because even though I'm the one speaking in that clip, I'm still always just overwhelmed by how far that I've come. I invested in my first hotel in 2020 during the pandemic at a time where hotels weren't popping, right? Nobody was traveling. So most people would have thought she's crazy, but actually the numbers made sense and it was a great opportunity. The owner had 8 hotels and was definitely trying to offload them. And in the real estate space, that's called a motivated seller, right? So we came along as an investment group and we took over. And that first hotel started my obsession with hotel investing. And now I am doing my own deal where I will not only help manage the hotel, but also be responsible for the loan, the returning of investors' money, and also the day-to-day operations. So it's just so exciting to see me go from investing in a deal and giving capital in exchange for passive income to becoming a general partner who's doing all the work.
Yes, all the work. Yes, yes, yes. Congratulations, because I know that's like coming from, if I read your IG correctly, you're almost to 1 million. Correct?
Yes, me personally, yes. Thank you, Jesus.
Said, amen.
This is a God-given goal.
That seems like a road. Like, oh my goodness, that's amazing.
In a month. Yeah. So about a month ago, God put on my heart to raise $1 million in a month. It sounded really good, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. And we need 2.5 million for the acquisition. So we're raising money from investors to help us close. We're raising the down payment and the renovations money. So God put on my heart to raise $1 million in a month, and He has been guiding me from what emails to send to what videos to post on social. And I've had quite a few videos go viral, including the one that you just showed. And we've also had so many opportunities to talk publicly and private groups about investing. And that has led to now almost $1 million raised by me personally. As of this recording, I am one investor away from $1 million. I just
Yes,
need
yes.
one person to say 15K is on the way and I will hit it.
Wow, congratulations. That's truly, truly phenomenal. Now, how do you get people into the hotel business? And before you answer that, I listened on to one of your clips and quote me if correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard one of the guys said that, right now it's like taboo. No one really knows about it. But come in a few
Mm-hmm.
years, everybody's going to jump onto it. So I guess the
Yes.
first question is like, how do you invite people into invest in the hotels? So and then
That
I'll come back with that.
Yes, no, that is so true because again, who's talking about this around the dinner table?
Mhm.
It's not you,
Yeah,
it's not me. Well, now it is.
right.
But,
Mhm.
when I was growing up, I only knew about toilets and tenants as a landlord, own a property, rent out a room, rent out a basement.
Yeah,
It took me years, 2020, to learn that, hey, people can pool their money together, invest in hotels, which are multi-million
mhm,
dollar businesses, and then
yes.
make money from renting the rooms, the meeting space, the restaurants, food. Like there's so many revenue streams in one hotel that it makes it potentially 2 times more lucrative than a
Mhm.
typical rental property. And
Yeah,
so when I realized, we can make more money together, I was
yeah,
bringing people in. So even on my first hotel deal, I brought in friends and even my cousin, who's now also a general partner on the deal that I'm doing in Lake Charles, Louisiana. And that has
okay.
changed their world, right? Now they are
Mhm.
always looking for the next best hotel investment, enjoying a passive income along the way, and really bringing other people along. So we are just getting the word out, educating you about how to get in. And so that leads to your second question, how do you get in? The best thing to do is to invest in a hotel deal. Investing in
Mhm.
my first deal is how I learned so much from people who were already doing this. And I also
Yeah,
learned what I needed to know to get to where I am today, invested in multiple hotels, and now owner of my own in a few weeks after we close.
yes.
Mhm. So
That's amazing.
that's the solution. Find a deal,
Yes, yes.
invest.
Now, do you offer like workshops or any info session on how to go about if anybody's inquiring or thinking about it, or just how to receive more information on in their pursuit of
Mhm,
researching into investing
mhm.
into hotels?
So
Mhm.
I'm doing it now while I raise money, and I've done quite a few workshops and pitches and open forums. But honestly, I think you should check out Vester, VESTERR.com. That's Vester with two R's, VESTERR.com. Because not only is that a Black owned crowdfunding platform
Mhm.
that helps raise money for hotels, it's also where we're raising money for our deal. But Vester also educates you about how to get into hotel ownership, multifamily syndications, and other deals. And so they have free webinars all the time, and they have free challenges too. So
Right.
I would get on Vestor's website and sign up for their mailing list so that the next time
Mhm.
they have something, because they have something coming up, you can be notified, you can participate. That is the best way to do it, because I can't promise you next season what I'll be focused on. More than likely, we'll be back on the life insurance train because that is my normal passion that I'm pursuing. But right now,
Okay.
I'm pushing for hotel ownership because only 2% of hotel owners are people of color, and we need to increase that number ASAP.
ASAP. Yes, definitely. Because now, what is your take on generational wealth? I think we throw that phrase around, and we really don't have a strong concept of what generational wealth is. So, if you
Yeah.
could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I think my platform is called The Purpose of Money, right? And on my podcast I always ask people what's their purpose for money. And I ask that question because it could be very different depending on who you ask, right? Someone with
Right.
kids versus someone without, someone who is passionate about leaving a legacy and someone who's here to spend it all now, right? I feel the same way about generational wealth. To me, it means leaving enough proceeds for your kids, because the Bible says, you're supposed to leave an inheritance for your children's children. And I really
Mm-hmm.
believe that. And I think that everything that I'm doing today is with the purpose of getting my kids a head start and their kids a head start. Because everybody else
Right.
got one. Why shouldn't we have one too?
Yeah.
But multi-generational wealth really means teaching also your kids how to manage the money that they inherit, because I'm a huge believer that
Mm-hmm.
generational wealth is not just money, it's also knowledge, it's
Yeah.
the education on how to handle money. And so I always tell parents, if you're not the richest parent in the world, that's okay, because you can
Mm-hmm.
empower your kids to become the richest person in the
Mm-hmm.
world with the knowledge on how to manage money, how to balance even their resources and build credit. Like, for example, somebody was asking me today, is your child an authorized user on your credit card? And I was like, yes, but they don't
Mm.
have it in hand to run amok and spend. But we're
Right.
building credit on their behalf as by having them as an authorized user, and we're teaching our son how to manage small amounts of money by giving him a budget on the card. Like, you can have
That's good.
$50 for your birthday. How do you want to manage it? And so those are lessons that are invaluable, because he's telling his friends, he's watching me spend money and trying to
Yeah.
check me. So, like, there's always a way to do it.
Yeah, and I think that's great. That surely teaching our kids instead of just telling them, but showing them the ropes to understand that, hey, yes, we have money, but I need you to teach the money because the knowledge is definitely key. Because without that, you're just gonna, like you say, run amok. You're just gonna
Run them up.
spend, thinking just because you got it, oh, I could spend it, with not knowing the art behind it. So I think that's
Hmm.
definitely true power of information there. So as we bring the show to a close, Aquani, is there anything that what keeps you going? What motivates you? Because we all humans, things happen, but people look at you and like, wow, she's doing this, she's doing it. I want to be like her. But what keeps
Yeah.
you going? What affirmation, prayer, or scripture,
Yes.
anything that keeps Aquania going along her journey? And she will get that 1 million, people. She will get it.
Yes. Listen, honestly, I say you got to have travel or something to look forward to. I am an avid traveler. I spent 15
Mhm.
years in the government as a diplomat. So I have been to over 40 countries in the world, and I have
Yeah.
lived in over 3 places. And I will
Mhm.
say, I sometimes joke with people that I work for my next vacation. And
Yeah.
so that's what keeps me going. And
Yeah.
I also work for my family, so we can have more time that we spend together, having the
Mhm.
ability to enjoy life and not work as much. I've wanted to retire early since I was 16 and read Rich Dad
Mhm.
Poor Dad. And I
Yeah.
intend to continue to do just that, because technically I semi retired last year. So I definitely
Mhm.
think that's how I keep my peace. That's what
Mhm.
I enjoy most, is traveling and spending time with my family.
Yes, yes. Thank you again, Aquania. That I think traveling is definitely like a self care. Really get your mind into a space and really get to see the world. Congratulations, you have 40 different countries. That's good. Oh my goodness, that's
Yes.
really great. Yes, I'm gonna be like you. I'm almost there. I'm gonna be like you. I'm gonna be like you. Yes. So
Okay,
again,
let's go.
yes. Thank you all. Thank you for everyone for being on Coffee with Joy. As you all know, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow Coffee with Joy. Please follow the Q card if you like to patronize Coffee with Joy. Of course, any donation, anything helps towards our company. As you all know, next week, the following week, we will have our guest Suni, as we talk about women in business, as this is Women's Month. So, of course, we're always looking for our women because, of course, women are doing great and marvelous things. So, keep in mind, make sure that you live life on purpose. And the next day, we have Hollis as we talk about enough. Yes, I forgot about Brother Hollis. Yes, as we talk about enough. He started his own book, and we're going to talk more about that. So, as you all know, that if it's a weekday or a weekend, it is Coffee with Joy. Until then, you all live life on purpose and see you all soon. We kick it like no one else.